It is for real go time, like time to go. Everything that the doctor said obviously just made me so worried. We're about to meet our baby. It was just like too good to be true. Hey guys, I am back finally. It feels like it's been a solid year since I put up a YouTube video. It's really only been a little more than 2 months, but so much has happened. It feels like it's been forever and I want to catch up. I want to sit down and talk. We're sitting in Robin's room right now. If you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely follow me over there. I've been active over there while I haven't been on YouTube. We had our baby girl. Her name is Robin. She is so sweet and so cute and we're so happy and so much has happened. So I just wanted to like sit down, have a little catch up, chit chat, what's been going on kind of talk, and then we can get back to vlogging and all of that. I've missed it so much, but I've also been just like so busy like running for my life this whole time. There's been no way to get back to YouTube, but I really want to get back on here because I love it. Honestly, like it's my favorite place on the internet because you guys are here and I just feel like you can like get so much deeper and have so much more conversation on YouTube more than you can anywhere else. And like I'm just not a short form girl, you know, like I like having the long talks even though it's so much more work, but like I'm just happy to be back and I'm happy you guys are here. Thank you for showing up for me. It was good to take the break, but it's so good to be back. Honestly, I don't even know where to start on catching up because like I said, so much has happened. I fully thought when I put up my last video that I would have plenty of time to record another video like here's the plan, we're about to have our baby, I'm gonna be gone for a little while, like see you later kind of moment to like prep for me being away for a little bit. Clearly that did not happen. Robin had another plan. She came early. So let's just start there. Let's start with the birth story and go from there. So it's actually kind of funny the way it worked out. It was literally the exact day after we finally set our induction date. We were planning for an induction at 39 weeks, the entire pregnancy, like everyone's on board with that. You know, we were all planning for that, but you can't set the actual induction date until you're really close to that date, just because of the way hospitals work, and those are just the rules. That's my understanding. So we finally set our date, and the day after I was filling everyone in, like, you know, talking to all of our normal therapists that we see every day for Lucy and making sure everyone is on the same page, like canceling our appointments, because my plan was to cancel all of Lucy's appointments for the week of the birth, but also the week after. So we'd have like 2 weeks open and then get right back to everything. Like that was my ideal plan. And literally leaving therapy, after therapy, Lucy was taking her nap like the same day that I was informing everyone, getting everything in place, getting prepared, and like telling her like, oh, we finally have a plan, la la la, because obviously we've been talking about this all along, like looking forward to the baby. Lucy was taking her nap and I get a call from our surrogate and she's thinking maybe, just maybe, her water has broken. With her previous pregnancies, her water didn't break ahead of time, so she didn't really have anything to compare it to. She called the OB's office and they were kind of like, no, this doesn't really sound like your water breaking. We don't think so. It's probably fine. Just like keep an eye out. But she decided, no, I'm gonna drive to go get checked out. And she called me on the way and told me everything that was going on. And basically neither of us were sure, but obviously you're pregnant, it's better to just like go get checked out. So I was really happy she was doing that. And I didn't have my water break, so I also did not have prior experience to tell her like yay or nay, you know? But in my heart, during that very first phone call, I was like, oh, this is it. Like my heart is pumping and it feels like go time to me. So literally as I'm on the phone with her, the very first call where we don't even know what's happening, I was actually in my closet putting laundry away. I start packing like a crazy person. And like, yes, I should have already been packed. She was in her 37th week of pregnancy. I should have already been packed. She also was not packed. I guess we're just not packing people. It was on my to-do list, obviously, but I thought I had plenty of time. I thought I had, you know, over a week and a half. I did not. So I start packing because like, just in case, you know, she's on the way to go get checked out. Then we get off the phone. I'm calling Grant. He is way too relaxed. He is way too chill. He's like, I've got 2 more surgeries, la la la, like let me know, just give me a text. So I'm getting calls back and forth with our surrogate. I'm calling my mom, I'm sending texts, I'm packing like crazy. I'm like kind of freaking out, but I don't know how to explain it. Like in my body, I was just like, it's time, you know, like I just knew it was time. And I feel like she knew it was time too. Like something told her like, get to the hospital, you know? So I'm packing like crazy, calling, texting, freaking out, getting my stuff together. And over the course of like a couple of hours, a few different phone calls, texts on nonstop, like a lot of updates, finally they finished the test that determines that it is amniotic fluid and it is for real, go time, like time to go, you know? So I call Grant again, once again, way too chill. He's like, I got 1 more procedure, like I'm gonna get it done real quick. And I'm like, we need to go. And finally I got him on the road by saying, I would be really sad if we miss the birth of our baby. And he was like, okay, this is serious, I gotta go. And he was actually working an hour away on this day. And Houston traffic, like if you know, you know, it is not good. And it was gonna take him a really long time to get to us. And so I was continuing to pack like crazy. And obviously this is early, we don't have everything set. And I need to pack up all of Lucy's stuff because just logistically, it's very complicated and we weren't able to bring Lucy with us. There's just a lot of layers to that would not work, and I hated not being able to bring her, but she was gonna stay with my mom and dad while we went for the birth. And so I need to get all of her stuff ready, which is a whole job in itself. So I've got all my stuff, I'm getting all of Lucy's stuff. Grant is driving from a million miles away in Houston traffic. We're coming up with a bunch of different plans because obviously we had all of our travel plans set for the induction date, but you know, it's always been a known fact that it could be a surprise, like the baby could come early, we might have to like make some plans on the fly. But as he's on the road and we're talking back and forth, we realize there is absolutely no way that we will be able to make the very last direct flight out for the day. And like he won't be able to get home and us bring Lucy and then get to the airport. There's just like a lot of moving parts here. So we started brainstorming, come up with a lot of different routes, and finally we arrived on a plan where we fly half the way and then drive half the way. And like, not ideal, but it's basically the fastest way that we can get there. And I'm just like, I cannot miss this, like so concerned. But obviously like there's not a lot you can do. The only thing you can do is like 1 foot in front of the other, like get there as fast as possible. Flights are flights, can't really control that. So once Grant finally got to the house, through all the traffic, through all the craziness that is Houston all the time, we got everything packed up in the car, everything for Lucy, everything for us, which is like nothing. Like we packed so severely light. It was amazing. And obviously everything for our new baby to be in the hospital and come home and travel and all of that. And then surprise, Lolly and Pop, Lucy's coming now. So we brought her over to my parents, got her set up there, and then headed to the airport. Like everything as fast as we possibly could make it happen, because I was just like on pins and needles. Like I was continuously getting updates from our surrogate, from the hospital, letting us know like what the progress is, what the doctor's saying, what the nurses are saying, like everything they're doing all along the way. And not a lot of progress was happening. Like labor was not imminent. So I was feeling good, but it's just like, you know, you're not going to feel good until you get there, you know, like you want to be there. I can't even, it's a very unique situation, but you can imagine, you just want to be there, you know? So finally get to the airport. The flight was a couple of hours, and then we're getting to an airport we've never been to. We've got to rent a car, and then we've got to drive for a few hours to finally get to the hospital. And we got to the hospital about 1 a.m. That was literally the fastest we could get there. If anything was different in this whole scenario, we would have missed it. And even though we had a plan in place, if that were to happen, which is obviously a possibility in this scenario, but we were very lucky that's not what happened. And we got to the hospital and felt like I could finally breathe because I was so happy we were finally there and able to be there and be supportive and just like meet our baby, you know? But honestly, it was still like hard to fully realize the reality. Like, we're about to meet our baby. It was just like too good to be true, you know? So we get there, we're hanging out in the room with our surrogate and her husband, and we're just like hanging out, talking a lot, you know. That's how it goes a lot of times, unless you have like a very, very fast birth. It's like hurry up and wait. So we're just like hanging out, chatting, talking about kids, and watching Three's Company, because obviously that's what's on in the middle of the night. And 5 o'clock rolls around. She's getting super tired, obviously. I've been up for like 24 hours at this point, and I'm just running on like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? Like, hurry, like we gotta get there, you know? And then suddenly we're all just kind of like zapped in the same moment. So she needs to rest because obviously this is a very intense situation. She's about to give birth. She needs to rest, and we had a room to go to. So she went to sleep and we went to our room and tried to sleep. Like, I feel like my eyes were not even closed in that situation. I didn't even wash my face or anything. I was just like, you know, like hanging on. Like, the anticipation is like nothing else. So we woke up at like 7 o'clock, had a bite to eat, and like went back as fast as we could to her hospital room. So then we're seeing the nurses continuously, you know, they're always in and out of the room. They're checking her, checking the progress, and progress really just isn't happening. Like, she's been on Pitocin for hours at this point, and they're doing different helpful positions, you know, because the baby was not really in the right position. Like, she was just slightly scrunched, and so she wasn't moving down the way that she was supposed to. So then the doctor comes in and checks in with us and kind of puts a deadline of noon on it. Like, you know, if we're not making really big progress by noon, we're gonna need to talk about a C-section because the water has been broken and it's just not safe to go much longer than that. So we have this noon deadline in mind. The nurses are still coming in, helping out, giving new positions, doing all these different things that are like so awesome. Just like, I love nurses. Like, I just appreciate them so much. I feel like they do so much work and they deserve so much credit in like every single situation, because all my experiences and like this birth experience as well, it's just like they did it all, you know? So from there, we're just like hanging out, chatting, talking, waiting. The nurses are in and out the whole time, and we're just making sure our surrogate is comfortable and good, and she was amazing through this whole thing. Eventually, the doctor comes back in and it's noon, and he's like, okay, I'm a little bit worried. This is not what I expected at all, inducing labor for you. Like, you've had previous births, the Pitocin should be working flawlessly. Like, you're breaking all the rules of birth. He literally said that. Like, he was just expressing a lot of concern. My anxiety just went like through the roof. Like, it just brought back all the feelings of all of the people over the last almost 3 years telling us like, this is not what we expected. This is not how it's supposed to go. You know, we don't know what to do. This is all wrong. Like, we've heard that a lot from a lot of people over the past few years. And it's very hard to hear that. And it's very hard to be waiting for your baby to come and you're hearing this again. And it's just, you know, I just want to be positive in this situation, but I think it was just absolutely impossible for me not to be overcome with worry in that moment. And I just start welling up, and obviously, like I said, I don't want to bring anything but like positive energy, like nothing but support, nothing but good things to this birth, to this room. And so I just want to like take a break and talk to Grant. So after the doctor leaves, we are like, oh, we're just gonna like take a walk real quick. And so we leave, and I calm down and I talk to Grant, and like in my heart, I know everything's gonna be okay, but it was just everything that the doctor said, obviously, just made me so worried. Like, what's happening that is making this take so much longer than expected? Like, he's been in the business for a long time. He's seen a lot of things. Why is this not going the way he expected, you know? So We come back to the room, we talk about everything, and obviously C-section is on the table and our surrogate is comfortable with doing that, and we're all like, yes, like whatever is best for the baby and our surrogate. Like we just want everyone safe and we just want to do the right thing for everybody, obviously. So we're like, yes, C-section, we got to do what we got to do. So the doctor leaves, the nurse is bringing us everything that we need for the C-section, like, you know, the big cover-ups that you have to put on. I'm going to go into the C-section with her. Her husband's going to go in with her, and Grant is going to wait because there's only so many people that can go into a C-section surgery. So we're getting all geared up, and there's one nurse that's in there that's been with us all morning, and she literally changed everything. Like, she works some magic and suddenly the baby is in the right position and suddenly the baby is coming. The doctor is gone. She's on her little radio, like trying to call people like, I need somebody. Can somebody come in here? And nobody's coming and nobody's coming and nobody is coming. And I'm like, shouldn't somebody be coming? And we're like up by the bed, you know, like where you need to be when the baby is coming. And finally, this other nurse comes in and they're like laughing, talking, joking, like, because this is a casual part of their job. This is like an everyday, no big deal experience. Obviously not an everyday, no big deal experience for me, but for them, it's just like part of the gig, you know? And they are also calling for the doctor, like, all right, it's time, doctor, da, 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 da. And he's not coming. They call like several times and they're talking to each other like, yeah, we called him, but you know, he doesn't care. He just does his own thing. Again, the anxiety. I was just like, can we not just have this baby? They actually said, you know, if he doesn't get here in time, we have a laborist, like we can make do, we can make this happen, you know? And inwardly, like I'm not saying these things because I don't want to, it's not up to me, you know? Just like, let the baby come. Let the baby come. Like, it's time, let's do this. Keep in mind also, I had a C-section. I have not given birth like that. I don't know if this is what normally happens. I don't know if this is what always happens. But to me, I was just like, okay, the baby is trying to come, like, let the baby come, you know? Don't judge me. I had a lot of anxiety in this moment and I was just ready for the baby to be here. So the doctor finally comes in and he is moving at a snail's pace, like putting on his little covers, wheeling around in the little stool, you know, just like, hello. Again, I'm not saying any of this, I'm not expressing any of this, but we're just like up by the bed, supporting our surrogate, being there for her. And as she's pushing, as the doctor is doing what he needs to do, I'm just like crying, like tears are just streaming out of my eyes, like waterfalls, like completely out of my control. And it's not sad, obviously, but it's just like anticipation. And it's like, I just can't wait. You know, it's anxiety, it's anticipation, it's excitement, it's happiness, but it's like uncontrollable. And I want to be like cheering her on, like, you got this, you can do this, you know, like being so supportive, but I'm just like dead silent through a good part of the pushing because I was just gonna like bust out crying. Like I'm just that person where it's like I can't talk because I'm just gonna like bust out bawling. So I'm just like so happy to see this baby and she's coming and it's just the anticipation and she's pushing and she's doing so amazing. Like I cannot tell you guys how grateful every single day I am that we matched with our surrogate. She is such an awesome person. She is so solid and reliable and positive. And through this whole experience that was so different than the experiences that she'd had in the past, she was just awesome. She just like took everything, rolled with it, did her best, and like through the entire pregnancy, through every moment of everything, she was just so everything that you would want in a surrogate. And she's just an awesome person. And I'm just like so proud of her and so grateful for her. And it was just amazing. Like the whole birth moment, like, yes, I was like so anticipating the baby getting here, but it was just really beautiful and obviously so emotional. And then boom, it was like the baby is here. And it didn't take very long because obviously the baby was like waiting, and our surrogate was just like waiting, like they were telling her like, don't push, don't push, don't push. And so once she was pushing, it all happened pretty quickly, even though it felt like a lifetime to me. And it was like, boom, we're doing skin to skin. You know, we had a whole plan in place, and suddenly Robin, who wasn't even Robin at that moment, was here, and I was holding our new baby, and I could see her dark hair and her cute little squish face and her long fingers, and it was like I could finally breathe for real. Like, she's here. Like, it, through this whole experience, it really truly felt like almost too good to be true, you know? Like, I never wanted to be negative or think the worst ever, you know? But it really was almost like too good to be true that we were gonna get to have another baby. And she was finally here. And it was just such a wonderful moment. And everyone is hustling and bustling around and, you know, doing what they need to do the checks, take care of our surrogate, take care of Robin. And eventually we move over to another room and we continue doing skin to skin, and we get to feed her for the first time. And she is such a hungry girl. She's such a good eater from day one, and she still is. And I feel like I can almost like see her personality like from very, very early on, and it was just so awesome. And then from there, everything just went super smoothly. We ended up being in the hospital for about 3 days, which was honestly longer than we even needed to stay, but we all just like wanted to make completely sure that Robin was 100% good to travel, which is something that I was honestly really nervous about throughout the whole pregnancy, just traveling with a brand new, like under a week old baby. Like, that seems crazy. It ended up being completely fine, but it was just something that was kind of nerve-wracking for me. So we stayed in the hospital, and obviously over that time we got to spend more time with our surrogate. Robin got to spend time with her. Her family came to visit and got to meet Robin, which was so sweet, and I'm so glad we got to make that happen. And the other big thing that we did while we were in the hospital was decide on her name because I'm so indecisive, and I just feel like a name is just so huge. And I feel like other people like decided on their baby names when they were like 10 years old, and they just stuck with it this whole time. And I've always had like a massive list of baby names that I love, and I'm always adding to it. And we were down to 2 different names. This is the same situation that we had with Lucy. We're down to 2 names. I was pretty sure that it was going to be Robin, but I didn't want to like call it until we met her and spent some time. Finally decided on her name, and she is so perfectly Robin. I love her name, and it just felt right, you know? Also in the hospital, we were like joking, like, we're bored. Like, obviously we're elated that our baby is here, but our experiences in hospitals for the past few years have been really hard and very hectic and busy and difficult, and everything was just so smooth, and we were just getting to take care of our baby and spend time with our surrogate and just like go through the motions of all the things that you do and just like spend calm, happy time together. And all the tests that we had to do were going through really well, and we were just so grateful to get to have that time with her in the hospital. And we were so happy it was boring, you know? So obviously from the hospital, we travel home, everything went smoothly, and Robin got to meet Lucy, and Robin got to meet the rest of the family, and it was just so awesome to finally have her home. I mean, I don't think I can really fully describe how this whole process and experience feels. Like, I feel like you have to go through it to really understand, but like, obviously it's hard. Obviously, it's a hard emotional experience, and to finally have her home, finally have her with us in my arms, it's just the most amazing feeling, and it just feels like, I don't know, I'm just like so grateful. It's too good to be true, but it is true, and I'm so grateful to finally have her. And here we are, 2 months later, and it's been crazy, and it's been very tricky to figure out life with 2. And I mean, Lucy has a very busy schedule of her appointments and therapies every day. You guys already know that. And then Robin has her busy baby schedule where she has all her bottles and feeding and naps and tummy time and all her appointments and everything. So it's been a lot of juggling, and I definitely can't say I've like got it all figured out yet, but we're definitely getting into a groove, and I'm just so happy she's here. I'm so happy she's part of our family, and like Lucy is literally so excited every single day to see Robin. Honestly, I knew that would be her reaction, and it's just like even better to actually get to see it, you know? Robin is just the sweetest, happiest, cutest girl. I love her little personality, and her little cheeks are growing, and I just love her so much, and it's just like such an amazing feeling. Like when I'm giving Robin a bottle and Grant's on the couch with me giving Lucy a bottle, and like it's round the clock bottles over here. Like I literally spend like 3 to 4 hours a day giving somebody a bottle, but like would not change it for the world. It's like such an amazing feeling. I'm so happy, and it's so crazy, and I definitely have a lot more to learn, but like it's just been so good. And I have no idea how I'm gonna get back to YouTube, but I am determined to do it. I'm so happy to be back, so happy to get back to vlogging. I just wanted to sit and catch you guys up. I want to show you guys the whole nursery. Ooh, we've got some shadows here. I'm sitting on the floor in front of a window. Like we are taking it all the way back to like 2011 right now, but you know what? We don't have anywhere else to record right now. So expect videos from me coming up. Follow me on Instagram. It's LeighAnnSays. I will always let you guys know when I upload a new video, and obviously subscribe to the channel so it will pop up for you. But obviously like you can't really, you know, follow me on Instagram. I will let you know. I will keep you in the loop when I upload a new video. It should be coming soon. And I don't know, these are just exciting times, and I'm excited to share. So thanks. I love you. Bye.